Hi, this is Chuck Lavazzi for 88.1 KDHX in St. Louis.
And I'm Tina Farmer, also with KDHX.
And we are here live from Louisville at Actors Theater of Louisville for the 2017 Humana Festival of New American Plays, where we have just seen the play Recent Alien Abductions by Jorge Ignacio Cortiñas. Did I pronounce that correctly? Yes, I did. It's probably one of the more unusual plays that we saw this time around. It starts off looking like it might be kind of a comedy, but turns very quickly into a drama. The first thing we see is a young man standing on stage talking about a conspiracy that he thinks developed around the 25th episode of The X-Files. That scene plays out, and then suddenly we are thrust into the future where we see his family in Puerto Rico, and we see a conflict developing between his brother and a friend of his from New York. She wants to publish some of his science fiction stories posthumously because he's committed suicide. The brother doesn't want to, and things develop not quickly but tragically from there.
And build in the intensity build in this show was for me personally, very real. It's a slow, intense build, a sort of an inevitable. You felt the inevitable tragedy, even though you didn't quite know how it was going to express itself, and that was really quite a powerful success of the show, which, in other words, was not altogether successful.
Yeah, we should mention that there is some genuine violence on stage towards the end of the show. We should throw that in case that's the sort of thing that bothers you, because they don't give us that trigger warning. My problem with this script was that it took well over an hour to get to that point, and up to that point, the director, Les Waters, made what was apparently a deliberate decision to have his actors underplay everything, to have no real builds or dynamics to the scenes, to have the pacing be very slow, as a result of which a lot of people frankly got up and left before the show got really intense, because they were just plain bored. And I think if you've lost your audience, if they're checking out physically or mentally before you get to the real emotional heart of your show, there's a problem.
And for me, I wondered if some of those people just didn't have the patience to let the story develop, because I will say I didn't find the story boring, but I did feel like it was a very deliberate, slow build, and the resulting effect of that deliberate, slow build was the power and the way the final scenes hit you. For me, I mean, I was crying quite forcefully because it was such an incredibly sad, violent, and all too true conclusion that we built to. I would agree. I think that you could probably cut about 20 minutes with some judicious editing and make a show that would have that same disturbing emotional impact, but get there much quickly, which might lose fewer audience members.
Yeah.
And I will say too that, you know, for people who go to the show to just escape, if you're going to see theater just to escape, this is decidedly not the show for you.
True. This is a serious play.
It's
no
a
question about
serious play, and it brings up serious issues, but it just creeps up on you to where when you get that emotional impact, it's almost like somebody hit you in the chest.
Yeah. The play runs about an hour and 35 minutes, but in terms of actual ideas, there's less than an hour of actual show here. And so I think it needs to either be reworked substantially or cut substantially, one of the two.
I do think we saw some nice performances.
Yes.
I was very Alvaro, John Norman Schneider. I found him particularly appealing, even though I wanted him to go a little faster in the opening section. I also thought Patria Ronette Levinson was an incredibly difficult and sympathetic character, and Beba, I ended up, and this is more on reflection than in the moment, but I ended up feeling so much sympathy for Beba, a girl who kind of figured out and knew what was going on but felt powerless to do anything. And so I think this is one of those shows that you might appreciate more in reflection than in the moment.
So the show once again is, let me get my glasses out so
Recent
I can actually
Alien Abductions.
by Jorge Ignacio Cortiñas at Actors Theater of Louisville as part of the Humana Festival, the 2017 Humana Festival. I'm Chuck Lavazzi from 88.1 KDHX in St. Louis.
I'm still Tina Farmer.
And we will see you at the next play.